Hi, my name is Willow. Welcome to the Distorted Transmission for today. I'm talking to a band called No Broadcast. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Yep, pretty good.
You're not the whole band, so could you introduce the entire band for me?
There's a whole bunch of people, but I can name them all.
Okay, please do.
No Broadcast Collective. Who we got? Well, got Thomas on the drums, K-Dog on the bass, or Kieran, um, Sean Burke on the bass. We've got Hunter Jackson on the bass sometimes. We've got Tom Harris on the keys. We've got Matthias over in Melbourne playing some synths. Oh, there's who else we got? Steve Lane played some cello. So it's quite a big collective.
How many people is that at the moment? About 7 or 8?
Yeah, something like that.
You're probably going to have to change your Bandcamp bio, because I read your Bandcamp introduction and here it is for all. No Broadcast, a 3-piece alternative rock band that sounds like so much more. Have been jamming and playing gigs since 2004 in some shape or form, but the current incarnation have been drowning their audiences in sonic bliss since 2007. After a name change and much touring of their home country, New Zealand, they are working hard on their second album, due summer 2015.
Yeah, that was probably the live, sort of functioning live thing that we were doing at the time. And
Right.
because there's no place to play. It's just been like a recording kind of project over the last 6 years. But then because of the last 2 years, no gigs.
For pretty much everybody everywhere, really.
Yeah,
Same deal. So you released the Blueprint and you released something a little bit earlier than that, but then there was a gap, and then 2019 you did a 2-track release, and then a few
yeah,
singles throughout 2021, and I
yeah.
believe you're about to release something on the 1st of April, which has probably passed now, but 1st of April 2022. So let's talk about that album first off, and then we can get into some of the fine details. Where did you record the album?
Several sort of makeshift kind of studios and stuff. We put a lot of like particular focus on the drums. We tuned the drums to be sort of like functional with every sort of frequency sort of key of the music,
Right.
just for fun. But like it was I think it was just, and we got really nitty gritty into recording techniques and things like that.
Was one of the places where you recorded where you are now? Because it looks like you're in like a little sort of a studio-ish room.
No, like I actually had another place, like a house where we tracked most of the guitars and the bass. Basically, it was a house that we just converted into a studio.
It seems that you're quite sort of hands-on with the recording.
Totally, yeah.
What's the deal there?
I find that kind of fascinating, just to experiment with what frequencies microphones and can capture through different sort of functions and stuff like that. So that's what I'm into, and seeing how whack sounds can get. Whereas K-Dog's real clean. Well, he's real kind of technical, and those two, yeah. And then the tangents, all the craziest stuff happened. Just to go back to the drums,
Sure.
I have a little. I work in a art gallery kind of workshop, rug factory, and that's where we did the drums. So it has this big sort of open sound, but it's nicely diffused by all the wool that's
All the
around.
carpets and things. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
we brought in our real technical buddy Tom O'Connor, and he brought in some very nice mics and actually like a little analog console, and we did the drums like that. So that was really fun. That was a fun weekend of just tracking drums.
How many tracks are on the album?
8 tracks. Only recently I listened to it in its functioning sort of working state. It's a sort of a seamless. Well, everything's supposed to be where it is, and it sort of ties together, sort of like a concept album,
Right.
loosely based on a concept album ish.
What is the concept of the concept album?
So yeah, lie in orbits. Like we're all sort of orbiting our own thoughts and habituations in our head about what we think reality is and perceive it to be.
You mentioned that you were sort of like trying to deconstruct or perhaps approach releasing music in a different way. You mentioned that you weren't going to be doing CDs, you weren't going to be doing vinyl, you were going to be doing something different. You told me what it was, and I was a bit taken aback. And
Yeah,
it is an interesting idea. So perhaps you could tell everybody your idea.
well, yeah. I mean, I don't know, like who has a CD player anymore? Or oh, you do? That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or do you have a tape player?
3 cassette players and about 4 CD players, I think.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be difficult. I do understand that, yes, CD players are becoming extremely rare. In fact, some of the bands that I'm in are also considering whether or not CDs are really a viable thing.
Nothing's really physical anymore in that respect. It's just like a song on a playlist. Perhaps you might find a band through a playlist. It's not really the band's work. It's just one song that gets chucked on it. To merge the two so that there's a physical thing tied to that download. We teamed up with a local brewery and released a beer. So bands have done that. But we had the download code on the beers, and that got put into Fresh Choices all across Canterbury, I think.
Okay.
It was a bit of a social experiment.
How did you stop people from just like scanning it or writing it down in the bottle store and not buying the beer? Was it on the inside, or what was the deal?
It was such a social experiment that we could monitor who downloaded the album, and no one did.
Nobody bothered.
They just got hammered, and that was that.
And they forgot, perhaps.
But that's fine. I hope they enjoyed the beer, because it was a nice beer.
That's hilarious.
The recent single we released just before this album came out, we did a T-shirt, like a hemp T-shirt, that had a scannable QR code on the sleeve.
Did you discover that nobody downloaded anything again, or was it a better social experiment this time around?
With this QR code thing that everyone's been doing to get into places, that's kind of conditioned or kind of people to use them.
It'd be a clever guerrilla way to get people to like download your music without really knowing about it. Is you could go around all the stores and just like have a stick-on QR code and just like chuck it over the top of the sort of scanning as you enter thing. So like as everyone goes in and scans, they immediately just go to your Bandcamp.
Pretty good idea. We could get a bunch of those scan in, sign in here things, and before the mandate's end, just like on the day the mandate's end or whatever.
Even after the mandates continue, just like slap them on windows of places, and there's bound to be a bunch of people who just sort of like subconsciously do it anyway.
That's interesting. We'll try that. That's another social experiment. Yeah.
I'll take 10% of your profits.
Totally. All good for that.
Let's talk about your idea after all that. What was your plan?
Instead of a CD or anything like that, we're going to release on a poster. It has the artwork and all that, and it has a QR code, because we all love QR codes these days. Direct download to the album.
We all love QR codes. Love them.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Every musician says that their latest album is their best, but I mean, I quite liked the Blueprint myself. I thought that was quite a good album. Would you say that this album trumps that?
I think the next one's going to be the best one.
The next one?
Yeah, because it's already recorded and mastered. It's
okay.
It's already finished. Just working on the artwork at the moment.
So when's that one coming out?
For the next one, we're definitely doing a vinyl release, and at the moment, vinyl wait times are about 6 months.
Yes.
It's fine though, because it'll tie in good, and probably within the next like 3 months we'll start releasing singles off it. It's just like we did with but it's a big musical turn. It's not so like raucous, more chill and mellow and a bit more timid.
It'll be interesting to listen to that one as well, and then compare it and see which comes out on top.
Like I've even been told not to put it under the no broadcast banner because it's so different. So
if it's more kind of mellow, you could change it from no broadcast to slow broadcast or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, harder.
Cool. All right, so I guess we're kind of running out of time. So is there anything else you'd like to add to the end of the interview? I suppose this would be a good time to do that.
Go buy a record. Check out No Broadcast. Still got some coffee for sale if you want some coffee. Still got him t-shirt. Enjoy the tunes.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with me. Best of luck with the release on the 1st of April, which has probably already happened.
Oh, good. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Take care. See you, man.
Cheers. Right.
Thanks. And thanks for watching.